Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 305 Gridiron. I
Yeah.
forgot the name of our podcast for a
Let's
second.
not do that.
Yeah, that was fun. Today we're talking about our upcoming game in Spain. We're facing off against the Washington Commanders, led by none other than Marcus Mariota. Just like we all had it, planned going into the season. I think the Dolphins have a chance to go on a run here, Josh, and we're going to see just what kind of team they are here on Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. We're talking breakfast and football. I love it. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The chat has been popping off already, even before we got the show going. Appreciate you, gentlemen in the chat, and ladies, if you're here, so much. This is the 305 Gridiron. Of course, we're a Miami Dolphins podcast, so if you find yourself here and you're not a Dolphins fan, that's okay. We still like you, as long as you ain't mean. I don't like mean people.
I don't care if you're mean. As long as you're here. Like and subscribe.
Don't be mean. Like and subscribe. That's a good call out. Like and subscribe. One of our commenters, one of our viewers, regular viewers, gave us a goal of 100 subscribers. It was Jorge. Gave us a goal of 100 subscribers by the end of November. That will be tough to accomplish, but if you hit the subscribe button right now, you can help us get there. The last time I checked, we're at 88.
Yes, we
so
are.
we just need 12 more subscriptions to get us over the hump and into that century mark, which would be huge. We just started the show a little over 3 months ago, so that would be fantastic.
Yes, I'm updating the banner at the bottom to scroll the ticker with our subs. So you see it come across the screen. And also, we will mention it now, and we will mention it at the end of the show. We do, as a show, we have set milestones for us because we want to keep moving forward. And we blew away our first milestone of 75 subscribers by some point.
November 11th?
Yep, November 11th. We were well past it. We're at 88 now, and we're a day past it. So our next milestone is
150 by February 11th.
By February 11th. And if we do hit that, when we hit that extended milestone, we will be giving away some fun Dolphin and 305 Gridiron swag to a lucky viewer, a lucky commentator. So please, you have to subscribe to be included in the name draw. And we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Josh, for handling the administrative side of things, as always. So today we're talking about the Dolphins' upcoming Sunday morning affair with the Washington Commanders in the great country of Spain, specifically Madrid, Spain. For the first time, the NFL will be visiting Madrid, and the Dolphins and the Commanders are set to face off. I don't know that they're getting the best matchup that we could have given them, but I can see how this was an exciting matchup in the preseason when the schedule was created. Two high-flying offenses, one led by Jayden Daniels, the other one led by MMD,
Achane.
of course, and Tua.
Achane.
Listen, we're still riding pretty high here off of the Bills game. And I think there's some legitimate concerns because the last time we were riding high, we got absolutely stomped the next week by the Baltimore Ravens, of course. So I think we're once again, we've had this chat quite a few times, Josh. We're once again looking to see what kind of team we are. Are we still the team that just, has a random good day and for the most part is really bad team? Or are we looking at a better team to finish out the season, as we always do? And why Dolphins fans are so incredibly frustrated is this will be the second year in a row, if it happens, that we start the season so poorly, we remove ourselves from playoff contention and then try to scrape our way back in at the end of the season, only to fall just short.
Yeah, I don't really know where I sit with this team yet. There are days, and it's on a day-by-day basis, depends on the weather and how I'm feeling and if I slept well. There's 47 different various factors that go into how I feel about this team. But, because to your point, there are times where you're like, oh, hey, where I will tell myself, hey, maybe, I mean, I believe in momentum, and maybe this team has finally turned a corner and figured something out. Bigger offensive line sets, calling specific formations. The defense has been spectacular for the last 3 weeks, really. Has been playing top 5 defensive football. The offense seems to be leaning into its strengths finally, instead of, really, throwing behind the line of scrimmage and all that other stuff. And so I'm drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. Yeah, here.
It's a toxic relationship.
That is exactly what this is.
It's
and then
among the most toxic relationships.
I mean, this is the toxic relationship in my life. But then there are days where I think we're gonna see the same old team that we've been used to seeing all year, and that we saw in the first half of last season. Is it what I want? Not necessarily. I am a Dolphins fan after all. I am a realist at the end of the day as well. So it'll be really interesting to see how this team travels. It'll be really interesting to see how this coaching staff has this team prepared. I know that we flew out on Monday, I believe, to Madrid. So hopefully the folks get a little bit of time to get acclimated to the time change. And more importantly, some of our players that are injured, that are coming back from injury. When you fly, as everyone knows, or if you have flown before with an injury, you tend to swell up because of the altitude change and the cabin pressure and everything. So I'm glad that they didn't go out a couple days before, because it will allow some of those players, like Ollie Gordon, for example, who's dealing with a leg or an ankle, I can't remember what it is, to maybe kind of let the swelling go down, and maybe he actually plays more than 2 snaps in a game. So, lots of stuff to talk about, and that's why we're here.
I never understood, honestly, to the last point on that, why teams didn't go out sooner. Like, why would you not want to head out to Madrid or England or whatever sooner and spend the week there? I mean, like, I feel like the schedule during the week in the NFL, once the season has started, is very light, right? Like, they're not allowed to practice that much. So it's mostly film study. You can do that anywhere, last time I checked. So film study and meetings and preparation, as long as you're getting that done, then let the boys go, explore and enjoy. And as long as you have confidence in your team to be mature enough to be able to handle that.
And I think there is something to say, there's a fine balance between taking these grown adults away from their kids and their families. And then there's also something in football, which has been widely reported throughout my entire life, where teams don't try to minimize the interruption to routines. So, players come in on Monday to do the same thing. They go in on Tuesday to do the same thing. They travel on Wednesday, and so on and so forth. So, but I agree with you. When you're playing overseas, and now that this has become a regular thing in the NFL, go over on Sunday, Monday, have some studies, go out and see the sites, go interact with the fans. And my understanding, Anthony, is that there is a very large contingent of Dolphins fans in Madrid, Spain.
That is fantastic. We used to be a team that traveled immensely well. We used to have we would be like the Steelers back in the day, back in the 90s and early 2000s. Like we were the home team no matter what. But we had a quarterback by the name of Dan Marino back then, and that kind of helped.
A little, yeah.
Let's say we ask the chat for some stuff, and then we'll get into our top 10 storylines.
Popping off early, man. It popped off.
These guys are popping. Let's see what they're saying first. What do we got? We got anything interesting in here? Jorge's driving in Florida. Be careful down from
Florida. Yeah, please be safe.
Or driving back from Florida.
He's listening to us.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Coast has concerns about Washington.
I see this.
The last part, though, Washington is crazy depleted.
Everywhere.
It's nuts.
And for all that Mike McDaniel has been this season at the very least, and I mentioned it in the chat, Kosa, as a response to you, he gets outcoached by every defensive coordinator, so I'm not too worried about this.
Yeah, we don't exactly have the winning matchup when it comes to coaching. I mean, this is the hard part here, Jorge. Yeah. That's why we need to see the team remain focused. We haven't seen that yet this year.
No,
and we rarely saw it last year.
Small stretches this year, but then it goes right back to what it was. So
we haven't won 2 in a row this year, though.
Haven't we? Haven't. No,
we haven't.
No, we sure haven't.
A win versus Buffalo sure is intoxicating.
Yeah, I think I talked quite a lot of shit this week, by the way, to any Buffalo fan that I encountered.
You got to. It's a rare occurrence there. 1,151 days since we beat the Bills, so we'll take it.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Real Madrid players have been visiting the Dolphins franchise and mingled with. That's good. That's good. That's what they should do. Have some fun. Everybody takes this shit too seriously. All right. They should be fine. All right. So from you guys in the chat, because there's quite a few, 3 of you here already helping out, 5 total. But I see 3 of you chatting. If you're here just watching, that's cool too. Yes. While we get into our top 10 storylines, we want you to think about something and pop it in the chat now if you have it. Who's going to be your X factor in this game? What's your bold prediction for this game? And what's your final score for this game? Your X factor is somebody who's going to be the difference maker of the game. Bold prediction is something that's not likely to happen, but would be pretty cool to see the outcome of. And the final score is the final score. What's the score of the game? We're actually throwing you a curveball this week, though. We're going to give you an extra point. What changes most with Marcus Mariota starting in this game? Does Miami change their rush plan, coverage rules? Whatever you want to talk about. Yeah. Do you think that Washington's offense is just that much worse with Mariota and it should be, easy rolling? Let us know in the chat. X factor, bold prediction, final score, extra point. Let's get into it, Josh.
Nailed it.
Top 10 storylines. Washington Commanders, Miami Dolphins, Madrid, Spain. I hope they are ready. I can't wait to have a game. Where was it? In Africa when they had the Olympics there and they had the Zuzuzelas or Vuvuzelas or whatever they are, like the big horns that are like, we need a game there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You don't know shit. You're uncultured swine. I'm kidding. Top 10 storylines. Dolphins, Commanders. Dolphins are the home team in this one, whatever that means. So let's talk number 10.
Yes.
Washington is in the rut of all ruts right now. They have lost 5 games in a row. Josh.
Crazy stat, because that was not on my radar.
4 of those games, they have lost by 20 or more points.
Mm-hmm. Who did they go up against? Who did they go up against? Like juggernauts or scrubs?
Yes, 4 of the 5 were juggernauts. So the first game they lost 25-24 to Chicago. And then they played what I would argue 3 of the best teams in the league. They lost to Dallas 44-22. That's kind of brutal. Dallas isn't that good. They lost to Kansas City 28-7. Kansas City's very good. They lost to Seattle 38-14. That's potentially the best team in the league right now. And then they lost to Detroit 44-22, who was battling Seattle to be the best team in the league. So they lost to some really good teams. So I don't want anybody to think, okay, we're going to go into this and win 44-20. I don't think that's the case at all. Maybe 25-24 like the Chicago game. I think we're more in line with Chicago than any of those other teams.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
But let's talk about what happened over these last 5 games. They have allowed, or over the season, they're 3-7, same record as us. 2 3-7 teams battling it out. They have allowed 100 or more yards in 7 of their 10 games. And last week, they allowed 226 yards to the Lions on the ground.
Nuts.
I think I know what my game plan would be.
Yep, I know what mine is.
What do you think?
Extended passes behind the line of scrimmage. No, I'm kidding. Don't throw your drink at me. Yeah, again, this is where stats can be quasi misleading because if you hear, oh, hey, they lost their last 4 straight losses by 20 points, you think, okay, we're going up against us. And then you look at the teams that they're playing, and you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. I mean, the Dallas one, that's a bad. I'm not a fan of Dallas. I think they're a shitty team. That's a bad loss. Chicago's a bad loss. So okay, so there's some good, there's some bad. What I did not realize was that they allowed 100+ rushing yards in 7 of the 10 games. Which, should Mike McDaniel decide to stay with the game plan that is working, heavy sets, 6 offensive linemen, make sure our running backs are touching the ball at least 25 times a game total in both running and receiving, not combined. I mean combined, not each. Then I think we can be the 6th straight loss, right? We can be the team that rushes for 175 like we did. Or what was our total for against the Bills? It was close to 200. I don't remember what the numbers were.
Achane himself had 174.
Yeah.
So
175. Got it. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, no, it's going to be interesting because I really am curious to see how this team being Washington, how Washington shows up, right? I mean, because they do have an okay offensive line. We're going to see Tunsil again, which is great. I'm a big Tunsil fan. He got traded to them in the offseason. I think it was the offseason. That he signed with them or traded with. I can't remember how they got him. But they do have a rookie on the right at the right tackle position, which is going to be hopefully something that Weaver attacks. So yeah, this is going to be interesting.
My biggest fear with this is that we have been a trendsetter in the wrong direction this year. When a team has come against us with some sort of streak that they were hoping to break, they have done so.
It's unfortunate.
Whether it's the Colts not having won a season opening game in 13 years.
15 years.
Whatever. Here you go, guys. You got this. You got this. I think the Patriots had something they hadn't beaten Tua.
Yeah. Rico Dowdle hadn't rushed for 100 yards in like his life.
Right. Rico never had a 200-yard game. He did against us. But maybe we're turning it around. We broke our own streak. 1,151 days. I'll always remember that number.
Yeah.
That's how many days it was between wins against the Buffalo Bills.
That is fucking depressing when you say it out loud.
Sure as shit is.
Hey,
but we
not
broke
depressing?
Our own streak.
We beat the fucking snot out of them last week.
We did.
So that's great.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to get into what we want to see from this game, but I think it was important to start our storylines off with just what position the Washington Commanders are in right now. And they're a pretty down team. They're us just a week ago, right?
Yeah.
So what does that say to me? Well, that says that this is a team that wants to get off the snide. What is it?
Snide.
What snide? I don't know what the term is. It's a team that's hungry for a win. Let's go with that word, that verbiage instead.
Dr. Seuss this show.
They lost 5 straight. We're hoping to be number 6, but I think that's important to know. You can't go into this game being like, okay, easy peasy, let's go. Marcus Mariota, their defense is hurt, their receivers are hurt, everything. Boom, we got this, and we know that our team does that.
And everything goes out the window when you're playing overseas or in another country, right? Yeah. Because you're home field, you're the home team. Okay, what the fuck, whatever that means, right? Yeah. You're playing in a soccer stadium, so it's different grass, it's traveling, it's jet lag, it's how your body reacts, it's the food, it's every single thing goes into how the team plays. So these are really coin flip games, in my opinion. No matter how good or bad each team is, these are all coin flip games.
Those soccer fields tend to take away the speed of the game.
Yeah,
because
it's different kind of grass, totally different kind of grass. Yep. So as a soccer player, totally different kind of grass.
I think we've talked enough about Washington, how poorly they've been playing. I just want to put out there, watch out, right? That means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Number 9 in our top 10 storylines: Washington Commanders at Miami Dolphins in Madrid somehow. Is the special teams the hidden edge that we need to get a victory in this game, right? So Riley Patterson missed a kickoff or a field goal last week, only I think his second miss of the year. But we've also seen a lot of good out of this unit. We saw Malik Washington with a punt return for a touchdown. We've seen incredible kick returns by D. Eskridge to like 50-yard line, right? Is this kind of our hidden gem that not a lot of people are talking about that could make an impact on this game?
Yeah, absolutely. And what you didn't mention, I mean, you mentioned everything that I was going to say, except for how the defense, the special team coverages have also been really good this year. I mean, there was a point in time for the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season where we were ranked 1 or 2 in average opposing field position, meaning they were starting. We gave up the second least or whatever. I don't know. However, I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say. And I think with a game like this, where you're playing overseas, it's a coin flip type game in air quotes. Everyone is kind of traveling and you don't know how people are going to react. Excuse me. Special teams is going to, in my opinion, it's probably going to decide the game.
Yeah.
Does your kicker make his field goals in extra points? Does your returners, do you return the ball on average further than you allow the opposing team? Whoever does those 2 things, or I guess 3 things if you count 2 for the kicker, is going to win this game, because I do think that this is going to be a lot closer than we want it to be. Although my prediction isn't. So, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. But I made that choice when I was high on copium because we beat the Bills. But now, as the realist, this is going to be a close game. And the return game is going to be huge. Yeah. Making sure that we don't have penalties in special teams specifically, when we're talking specifically about special teams. So no holds, no blocking the backs. Those kind of hidden yards is what, it's called, or what it's commonly referred to as those hidden yards. Will swing this game. Not maybe, not might. It will swing this game. And I think if we can keep those kind of penalties down and we can make that extra man miss, or for lack of a better term, don't do what Washington did last year, or last game or the game before, where instead of letting the punt hit and go into the end zone, he fielded it at the 5 on a fair catch. Like, those are the kind of little things that when you add up at the end of the game, you're like, oh, well, that's substantial.
That's 21 hidden yards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the special teams unit has been a pretty big bright spot for us. I mean, in general, they've let up one big play, right? And unfortunately, it was right after we had a big play.
What a buzzkill.
That stunk. But Riley Patterson has been a pleasant surprise. I know when we signed him, we were all like, "Who the hell is this?" Right?
Yeah.
And we still don't believe we're getting Jason Sanders back this year at this point.
No, I think it's done. I don't think we see him again. If I'm being honest.
What's that?
I don't think we see him again.
Really? Think his career ending?
Because his cap hit is crazy for a kicker.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, the pleasant surprise on the special teams so far this season, if we're talking over the season as a whole, has been Bailey at punter. I mean, he had the preseason camp battle with Ryan Stonehouse, who we signed from Tennessee,
who I was excited about.
Who you were super pumped. We were all super pumped about that. We were kind of over the Bailey experiment, right? We're like, okay, that's enough. I don't think we need to see any more of that. And then Bailey has been mostly fire this year.
Yeah, really fucking good.
So,
really good, especially coming off of the year that he had last year, which was where he was averaging 12 yards a punt or whatever the hell it was. This has been a true, like a genuine bounce back.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I'm excited to see what the return team does too. I think that Malik Washington and D. Eskridge have been fantastic.
Crazy good 1-2 punch, dude. Yeah.
When they're not making silly mistakes like a fair catch at the 4-yard line. But hey, whatever. Let's move on to number 8, though. We don't want to talk too much about special teams because we have more stuff to talk about with the Washington Commanders, Josh. They have a bit of an injury bug going on over there.
They do.
Especially at the wide receiver position. I'm going to throw it to you to kind of walk me through what's going on with the receiver room.
Yeah, so Terry McLaurin banged up. Reports are he's trending to not play this game, which would be a massive loss for Mariota in the receiving game. I feel like they're going to feed, if McLaurin's in the game, they're going to feed him substantially, especially given our less than stellar cornerback room. Although they played very stellar last week.
They did.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. They signed somebody onto their practice squad. I can't remember who's a veteran. So maybe they call up a guy. I don't really know, but they're banged up across the board. So I can't remember who their other key wide receiver is off the top of my head. I'm not a Washington Commanders fan. If there is a Washington Commander fan in the chat, please let us know.
I truly can't believe you don't remember who they signed to the practice squad.
Yeah. Shame on me for being a Dolphins fan, I guess.
Yeah, because it's a former Dolphin numbnuts. It's River Craycraft.
Is it really? It is Craycraft? Oh, damn it. Wow. Yeah, okay. So Craycraft is that's a choice. That's a choice.
So I love River. I'm so bummed that he doesn't have a job, to be honest, which I guess says a lot about our former receiving core.
Well, he has a job.
Well, he's on a practice squad.
Yeah,
they make less than us.
That's fine. Still a job.
Yeah, so they also signed Robbie Chosen and Jacoby Jones to the active roster.
So they have nothing. Got it.
They have River Craycraft in the practice squad. Well, they've lost just looking at holistically at the injuries as a whole, Jayden Daniels is out. Terry McLaurin is listed as out right now. I don't know if that's
is he really?
For this weekend. Okay. But they just signed Treylon Burks. He's out. Luke McCaffrey and Noah Brown are both on IR. So that's a bummer. So they have they have Debo still. So what world are we living in where Debo is the only healthy receiver? Okay.
Yeah.
So they got Debo, they got Robbie Chosen, Jalen Lane, Chris Moore, and Jacoby Jones. And then at running back is equally as kind of rough for them. They lost Austin Eckler, and they've been bouncing between Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Chris Rodriguez, and Jeremy McNichols. None of them have really taken over that job.
Mm-hmm.
And then their defense is just littered with IR. Like if you look at the depth chart on ESPN, it's just IR across the board.
Yeah.
And of course, Deron Payne suspended.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That's huge. That's huge.
Because he punched Amon-Ra St. Brown for absolutely no reason, which is the wildest thing.
Kind of funny when you watch the fucking replay of that. And I think their starting linebacker, their like number one kind of sub linebacker is in concussion protocol as well. Ali Ko or Kao.
Oh, well, Frankie Louvu is questionable as well.
Jesus.
Yeah. Dude, they're
so I think the list would be their healthy players list might be shorter than their injured list.
You're right. Ali Cahoe is currently listed as out. So
he's a big special teamers for them. That I do know.
Their list of injuries on defense is like if you put their IR list from defense and put them a team together with just those guys, it would probably be better than our defense.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah,
that's the amount of talent they have on IR from a defensive standpoint. So, listen, they're in a bad way. I hope that doesn't like reflect. And I'm going to go into like a standing up for Washington for a second. I think Dan Quinn has done an amazing job with that team, and I hope 100%. I hope that all the injuries causing them to have a bad season doesn't reflect poorly on him, because I mean, he took a team that was perpetually finishing 4th in the division and won it in their first year with a rookie quarterback. So
crazy.
Or, did they win it? It was them and the Eagles going head to head. I want to say Washington won the division and then they lost in the playoffs, but I don't quite remember because I don't care about the NFC East.
Yeah. Nope.
So
I didn't even know they were injuries.
So that was number 8. Number 8's the wide receiver position, and then Washington is absolute chaos. We may see a River Craycraft sighting. Nuts. Robbie Chosen, yeah.
Oh, and the Mad Greek's in. I just noticed the Mad Greek is in. He's chatting.
Oh, Mad Greek, welcome in. Yeah, let's go to the chat before we get to number 7. We're at number 7 in the storylines here. So the Commanders are depleted big time. Mad Greek pops in to say hello. Welcome to the show, Mad Greek.
What's up?
The Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, Costa, so I apologize. It's our home away from home.
Yes.
Mad Greek says the fans there may not know what to cheer for, but they know how to rock a stadium. So I hope they're loud. I love hearing it when they're loud, especially at 9:30 in the morning for us.
Soccer fans know how to get down, man.
Yes, I've heard that. I've never been to a soccer game, so I don't care. But
you take that back. I can't be friends with you.
Boring sport for me. I don't know. I'm sorry. The Miami Dolphins and Real Madrid partnership is beautiful and phenomenal. Hala Madrid or Hala Madrid? You're gonna have to tell me how to say that, Chris. I'll learn some Spanish for you. The Stonehouse battle laid a nuclear fire under Bailey, no doubt.
It did. It did. He's playing on he doesn't even look like the same player. It's awesome.
No. True Blazer says they split the season series last year. Did they win the division though? And Philly obviously won. Yeah, they won the NFC title game and won the Super Bowl because I have an Eagles fan in my life who never shuts the hell up about it. But yeah. Let's move on to number 7 in the storylines for this game. Washington Commanders at the Miami Dolphins. I'm trying to get through it so we can get to our top 5. That's what you're all here for after all. Marcus Mariota, buddy, is starting, not Jayden Daniels. We just talked about it a couple times before. What should we expect from the Mariota experience?
Yeah, I think so. Mariota is obviously a vet at this point, right? He's been around. He's played on a handful of teams. He's seen everything you could see. He's not great at anything. He's not really, really that good at much. And he's getting older, so his scrambling ability, which was kind of his calling card in college back in Oregon, that's kind of obviously Father Time is kicking the shit out of everyone, including myself. So I think really the keys here for Mariota is to not obviously take it lightly, because he's still an NFL quarterback. He can still make a throw. And if you disregard his abilities as a quarterback in the NFL, he's not a starter, but if you disregard his abilities, he has the wherewithal to complete a pass or two that could hurt you. I think what I'm hoping happens is that we see our defense step up like they did last week. I hope we don't come off of the high and come down and start playing like shit again. I want to see the same levels intensity I want to see the same discipline that our linebackers and that our edge rushers and that our defensive line had, because that's going to be key for him. Mariota does not do well when you keep contained when you have your edge rushers, contain him into the pocket, because he doesn't do well when people are in his face. And we get chopped back from from concussion protocol, which is massive, especially with Phillips being traded to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think having that 1-2 punch, him and Chubb, is going to be a nightmare for that offensive line, specifically their right tackle, which we'll talk about their offensive line later, but they have a rookie right tackle who they took in the first round of this past draft, who's been playing okay, up and down. But I think, what he's known for is power, he being the rookie right tackle on Washington, and Chop is going to feast if Chop is fully healthy. So, disciplined edge, squeeze, make sure to force 3rd and longs if you can. Do not have lapses in judgment, and trust your eyes.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Mariota has been very effective at is, while to your point, he doesn't run as often anymore, but when he does, it's very effective.
Yeah.
Actually a more productive runner than Jayden Daniels this season, popping off at 6.3 yards per carry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But only ran it 23 times. And they've both played the same number of games, by the way. 6 games played each. Mariota not nearly as effective as a passer, though. 6 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Largely, he's not slinging it. He's actually, his average is higher than Jayden Daniels, but I don't think you're looking at Mariota as
a gunslinger. No.
Yeah, he's going to throw it all over me, right? He never was that even in his prime.
No, but I will be honest though. It's this kind of game. If you take it for granted and you don't play well, he's going to do it.
I think the moral of the story here is that Mariota is capable of winning a game. He's a very capable backup quarterback who is now playing his 7th game of the season off the bench, insanely enough, and I think he's done well enough for them to win games. They just don't have any support around him. So it's kind of like, if we can limit him, there's nothing else coming at us.
No.
The running game's been awful, so.
Of course, we also said that about Rico Dowdle. So,
Yeah, I mean, Ja'Cory Krasky-Merritt does have one good game this year, and he was touted in the preseason as this. They got rid of Brian Robinson Jr. because JCM was so good in training camp and in preseason, and he just hasn't been it, right? He's been swapping time with Chris Rodriguez now, and then Chris Rodriguez got hurt last game. So, Mariota is the one we need to stop. Him and Debo, I think, right?
Yeah,
and,
Debo's
Zach
going to
Ertz
run
is
a lot.
effective too. Yeah,
Debo's going to run a lot, and Zach Ertz with how we cover tight ends, or rather don't cover tight ends. That is one matchup that I'm terrified about, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, if I'm them, I'm doing end arounds to Debo early and often, because we do not have linebackers that can run sideline to sideline like that. As good as Brooks has been, he's good at stuffing at the line.
Inside.
Yeah. But him and Dotson are both struggle with sideline to sideline coverage.
Although I will say, in that Buffalo game, we saw a different level, and I don't know if it was because it was Buffalo, because there's a lot of narratives, because there's a lot of shit being said about the team. But I'll tell you what, man, if we get anything like the defense that we had last week, we win this game with our eyes closed.
I think what we've been way more effective at defense, and then we'll move to the next one, as I know who wants to talk about Marcus Mariota for too long.
Yeah,
but one thing we've been really effective at as defense is our swarm tackling ability has been way better these past few games, like night and day. And so, when they are running end arounds, we're seeing a safety step up instead of hesitate. Yeah. Mink has been at the line a ton, which is fantastic. That's where I want him to be. Yeah. Let Melifonwu go in the back somewhere and dilly-dally in midfield. But Ashton Davis has been an effective tackler from the back end, and
our cornerbacks are surprisingly good tacklers as well.
Yeah,
they can't. Some of them can't cover
Most of them can't cover.
Yeah. But did you happen to hear about or any news on Juju Brents? Is he going to play? Or is he not playing? I didn't see the injury report.
I haven't heard anything. I can take a look at the depth chart.
I really hope he's able to play, because I really liked what I saw out of him this last game.
I mean, there's no injury designation on ESPN's depth chart. That doesn't mean he's playing, but
gotcha. Okay, in the chat, if you guys have heard anything about Brents and some of our other players that were kind of banged up, like Ollie Gordon, if you have any updates.
Oh, actually, this was updated today. So yeah, he's not on the injury report.
Excellent.
We do have 8 people on there. He's not one of them.
Excellent.
Let's move into number 6 on our top 10 storylines. Miami Dolphins, Washington Commanders, Madrid. Here we go.
Yes.
This is the dude that's going to light up the field in Madrid. This is the guy who's going to sell jerseys overseas. Yeah. And there is going to be his number and his name all across the land in Spain.
They're going to retire his number.
They're going to retire it. They're going to retire it. They're going to give him an honorable jersey from the Real Madrid football team. Yeah. It's Devon Achane. We all know who it is. You know who it was before I said it. Devon Achane versus a beat-up defense. No, Daron Payne is the hugest piece of that. He's suspended, not beat up. But him missing this game is, I mean, there's no reason Achane shouldn't eat in this one.
Yeah, no. Those wide zone kind of tosses to him are in his inside running ability, which seems to get better and better every single game. The way the offensive line has been playing or has played has been shaky. But last week, man, they all played really well. I don't remember a bad player. A couple bad plays, which is expected. But Achane is going to feast. He should feast, I should say. But it's going to come down to, in my opinion, and I don't mean to keep putting this on Mike McDaniel, but it should be. Yeah. It's going to come down to what Mike McDaniel decides, how Mike McDaniel decides to scheme and game plan for a Washington Commanders team that is riddled with injuries. So if he doesn't overcomplicate things, which is very hard for him not to do, and he maybe keeps the same type of game plan that he had in Buffalo or versus Buffalo in Miami last week, I don't see a world in which Achane doesn't surpass at least 150 yards, if not more.
Yeah, I agree. I know you said he should have an effective game. Like, he needs to have an effective game.
Obviously. He is the engine of this team.
If there's any chance that this coaching staff is still hoping to keep their jobs, which I'm still on the fence as to all these reports saying that, like, yeah, there's still a chance they keep their job. I don't know about that. There's the reports that come out from Miami I never trust because our reporters are the worst. Anyways.
Except for us.
We're not reporters. We're just fans.
We report our thoughts.
We are fans who like to talk, and I am proud of that.
Sure the fuck do. And you're welcome.
Yeah, you are welcome, America. But Devon Achane, man, like he's quickly become my favorite player. Over the past few years, I have not really had a favorite player. People have asked me, like, who's your favorite player right now? I'm like, I don't really have one. Like, Tua is so up and down, I don't really want to invest in that. Tyreek is a bit of a head case, despite I absolutely love him. Yep. Jalen Waddle,
number one wide receiver material, hands down.
Jalen Waddle, I have a love-hate relationship with. Of course, Chop Robinson started rough. So I think I'm just so excited to have a guy who I just like, I know without a doubt, if I needed to go buy a jersey or something tomorrow and somebody was like, hey, I'll get you a jersey. What do you want? Achane.
Give me an
right?
Achane. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Which means as soon as you do that, he'll be traded. So please.
That's true. He's our most effective playmaker. I cannot wait to see him in this game. I really hope he tears it up. I don't even have him in fantasy anywhere either. That's the sucky part of it. Shut up. I know I played you a few weeks ago. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. I want to see him run like we did last week. We don't need to pass it to him in this one. We can just run it.
Yep.
And if Ollie's healthy, let's get some Ollie in there.
Yeah.
Like if we are up by 3 scores, please put Achane on the bench.
Please.
For the love of God.
Put him on a plane, send him home. Yeah.
Put him on the bench. You got you got Ollie. Let them pound the rock and finish out the game.
Yeah, I'll be completely candid with you. If Achane ever, knock on wood, if Achane ever goes down, we are royally fucked.
I'm not watching anymore. We'll just change this to something else. We'll like watch cartoons
knitting.
Or something.
305 Gridiron knitting experiment.
Exactly. All right, what are we saying here? When's the Juggernaut Waller coming back?
I don't think he's coming back this year.
But he would have been a juggernaut if Mike McDaniel would stop refusing to throw it to him.
Yeah.
Or maybe Tua stopped refusing to throw it to him. I don't know. Whoever was at fault for him not getting the ball thrown to him, absolute trash. Which Mike McDaniel, I think, took ownership of that. So
joint effort. It was a joint effort. But I will say this. Dolchik, man, he looks fucking good in this offense.
I love him, dude. I love
do
him
too.
Yeah, and it all depends on Mike.
Yes, it does.
Bend
Yes,
it like
does.
Mike. That's not a real thing.
Nope, let's not do that.
That's not a real thing. All right, let's recap the top bottom five, not the top five. You're about to do the top five.
I sure am.
I'm going to recap the bottom five. Number 10, Washington has lost 5 straight, and by embarrassing fashion over the last 4, and they're allowing over 100 yards rushing a game in 7 out of their 10 games. That's pretty brutal. Hopefully, we can take advantage of that. Our special teams is number 9. Are they our hidden gem? Are they the ones that could turn the tides of this game were it to be a close game? I think Bailey's having a great season as punter. Riley Patterson has been serviceable at kicker, and D. Eskridge and Malik Washington are an amazing 1-2 punch. So I think they could be the hidden gem in this one. Number 8, Washington's wide receiver injuries and injuries in general are really piling up. Terry McLaurin not expected to play. Treylon Burks is out. Luke McCaffrey's on IR. Noah Brown's on IR. So we may face off against Robbie Chosen and River Craycraft. That should be fun.
Go team.
Number 7, Jayden Daniels is also out. We don't really have a timeline on how long he's going to be out. They're being very quiet about that, but we know he's going to miss this game. So Marcus Mariota is going to play again. Serviceable backup, not somebody you should take lightly, but is somebody we should beat. So hopefully we can get the job done. And then number 6, of course, we're talking our boy Devon Achane versus a injury-riddled and leaky front for the Washington Commanders, especially with Deron Payne suspended for this game. I think Achane should eat with ease as we go into Madrid to face off with the Washington Commanders.
Before we jump into the top 5, did you want to hit up the chat, or are we good?
I already did. Yeah, we're good.
Excellent. I'm definitely paying attention. All right, so top 5, number 5 on our list of top 10 things to watch in this Miami Dolphins Commanders game in Madrid, Spain, is the first 15. And what do I mean by the first 15? We need to get to it in rhythm early and commit to the run. Those first 15 plays are usually first 10, 15 are scripted. They have a game plan in place. They go out, you have this play and you have an audible in this. And then the next one, you have this and everything. Those are going to be so key to get the momentum started in our favor early. What do you think that will look like? Do you think it's really important because we are playing in such a different atmosphere, a different country? I mean, there's so many things that go into this game. Do you think that an early script, more run heavy, is kind of key for this game?
Yeah, I'm glad to see this back on the thing. We talked about this last week for the Bills matchup, and we're talking it this week for the Commanders matchup. Obviously, because we're overseas, we're on a neutral ground, and scripted plays are going to be hugely important, I think. And last week we saw an up and down first 15 plays. We had 3 plays for -1 yard and interception, and then 12 plays for 82 yards and a touchdown. So you couldn't have been more Jekyll and Hyde than that. In the first 15 plays of the game, you had a touchdown and an interception. Absolutely incredible. Let's hope we can start off a little better this week by running the ball. Yes. That would be nice, because last week we started the game off with a 5-yard penalty, a 1-yard pass, a 3-yard pass, no runs, you may have noticed, and that interception, which, by the way, if you weren't paying attention, was also a pass. So hopefully we don't start this game off with 3 passes in a row and one of which results in an interception, because that would be tragic. I think you hit the nail on the head. You got to run, man. Run the ball. Why are you coming out passing? We're not a passing team. I know you want Tua to work, but he doesn't. He's a game manager at best, and even at that, he's not very good sometimes. You have a quarterback who panics in the pocket anytime the slight lick or sniff of pressure comes his way. He's done. We've seen his ceiling. And 2023 was the outlier year, not the normal year. So let's stop pointing back to 2023 and saying that's who Tua is. That's Tua, who had a random good year and then blew it at the end of the season anyways when we had a chance to win the division. So I think that we need to be putting our eggs in the Achane, Ollie Gordon, Jalen Wright basket, not in the Tua basket. Just admit defeat on that, bro. Like, if you want to keep your job, your first order of business is to admit defeat on the Tua experiment and start to use your actual playmakers. And the first 15 will tell us if he's done that.
Yeah, and also took the words right out of my mouth with this one. You forgot about the timeout.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think you crushed that. Two as a game manager, like you said, for us, and that's not always negative, right? If our run game is going and is in motion and is really dictating the manner in which we are playing this game, Tua being a game manager is perfectly fine. Just manage the game. That just throw the balls when we tell you to throw them, and don't panic if you can. And if you can't, then just hand it off, right? And so I think, especially with their injuries, if this was a healthy Washington team, I think possibly you and I would be coming at it a little differently. Yeah. But with their injuries on defense everywhere, cornerbacks, linebackers, Deron Payne being out, you have no reason not to commit to the run. If at the end of the game, our running back room has not had 30 to 40 touches total between all three of them, you failed, irregardless of if we win or not. You know what I mean?
I'm fully expecting him to fail.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think he knows how to give 30 to 40 touches to that running back room.
Nope. All right. Anything else before we jump to number 4?
It's a good comment by Mad Greek.
Hit it up.
That's a good comment here. It won't be neutral ground. It'd be better than Hard Rock. The EU isn't exactly too happy with DC at the moment. He's not talking about the team. And they love vibrant colors.
That is all fair points. Yes. You said it, not me, but we're all thinking it. Okay, yes, number 4 on the top 10 things to watch in this Miami Dolphins Washington Commanders game in Madrid. Red zone finishing will be key for Miami to get the win. What are your thoughts? Like, what's your take on us in the red zone? We, for the season, have been a top 10, somewhere in the top 10 in red zone efficiency.
Yeah, we crushed early on in the red zone, and it was absolutely disappointing to see us start to lose that momentum. I think if you look back to the Baltimore game, we kicked 2 field goals at times where we should have had 2 touchdowns, right? And then if you go back to the Bills game, there's potential for us to be up 21-0 at halftime. And we said, nope, we're just going to take the field goals. I think that lost us one game, and it worked out for us one game. So it's hard to say whether or not taking the points is the right move. I think it's situational, but it is disappointing to see the red zone efficiency decline. I feel like that was the one positive we talked about all season long. A team that was absolutely atrocious doing anything and everything football related except for this one thing where we scored touchdowns in the red zone. We were very efficient at getting in the end zone when it counted. And now we're starting to fade in that. That will inevitably decide this game, because I do think that this game is going to be way closer than people think. And I think that a lot of Dolphins fans are still riding high and still expecting a blowout because Washington's been pretty bad lately. But Washington is a well-coached team with a backup quarterback who is efficient enough to win a game. They got some running backs who can be good, and they got, it's the return of Noah Igbenogany, so watch out for that.
There goes the neighborhood, folks. There goes the neighborhood.
But I think it's huge. If we again don't let a lesser team or a hurting team remain in the game by shooting yourself in the foot. And if we get into the red zone 3 times in our first 3 drives and we have 9 points, that is awful.
It's a problem.
It's a big problem because Washington could very easily get 10 points on us and come right back in it. We do not have a world-beating defense, as well as they've been playing lately. Remember, we do not have a world-beating defense.
Well, statistically,
they are still very much a problem.
I know stats lie. I am well aware of that, Anthony. Right? But statistically, our defense is better than it looks.
And it's still in the bottom 5 in most stats.
Fair.
One good game does not turn everything around.
I'm trying to do something and I'm failing at it, so never mind. But I'll take your word for it. All right. Anything else regarding red zone finishing? Because obviously that's key. You want touchdowns, not field goals, and you want field goals and not nothing. So no more penalties. Don't get don't just don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I mean the defense has improved, to your point, but we are still in the bottom 10 in points allowed per game, total yards allowed per game, and
so
top 5.
Yeah.
top 5 in rushing yards allowed per game. Our passing yards allowed per game has improved, but because they don't really have to pass when they can just run the ball up and down the field. So
wait, so are we top 5 in rush defense or bottom 5 in rush?
Bottom
defense?
5.
Oh, for some reason I heard somewhere that we were actually a really good rush defense statistically, but whatever.
Statistically, we allow 139.7 yards per game on the ground.
Okay, number 3. All right, number 3 on the top 10 things. I don't want to talk about it anymore. On the top 10 things to watch in this game. Offensive game plan will be key. That's kind of well known.
Yes.
I hope, should we stick with 12, 21, and 22 personnel early and often, or should we switch it up a lot more and see various formations to keep the defense guessing?
I think that this defense that we're about to face has struggled in all aspects of the game. So we could actually switch it up in this one. I think we'd be okay. They're allowing 260 passing yards a game. That's second worst.
Wow.
They're allowing 134 rushing yards a game. That's just below us on the chart there. And then over the past few weeks, we know they've given up a huge amount of points, so it's skewed a little bit because they've faced some heavy competition. But 28 points per game is pretty bad, no matter how you spin it. It's fourth worst in the league. So if there was a matchup where we could do something different than the 22 personnel that we've been running a ton of these past few games, I think this is the opportunity to do so. That being said, if those different things aren't working, I would hope with every fiber of my being that we return to the 22 personnel and we return to just the smash mouth, run the ball football that we have used these past few weeks in order to get a win against Buffalo, get a blowout against Buffalo, and get a blowout against Atlanta. These are 2 of the last 3 games, by the way. I know it's a long season. It may not seem like that, but 2 of the last 3 games, we have blowout wins. And then 2 of the last 4, we have blowout losses. So, it's
hey, it's like I said, it's a coin flip. Right. And in an effort to educate some of the lesser football knowledge folks that join that just like to listen about the Dolphins, what I meant by, I realized I spit out 12, 21, and 22 personnel. Some of y'all might not fully know what that means. Really quick, super high level. 12 personnel is 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and 2 wide receivers. 21 personnel is an offense that features 2 running backs, which can include a fullback. 1 tight end, and the remaining 2 spots are usually filled by wide receivers. And 22 personnel, or what you will commonly hear on the broadcast as jumbo packages or jumbo personnel, includes 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, I heard a former GM explained it once on the radio, and I thought it was the best. The first number is the number of running backs. The second number is the number of tight ends. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's the If it's 22, it's 2 running backs and 2 tight ends. If it's 21, it's 2 running backs. So you get it. Like it's.
And I'm hoping we see a lot more of those, at least 21 and 22 personnel, because 6 offensive linemen running the ball. That means we are committing to the run, which I think this entire offense is driven by that. How our run game is succeeding or not succeeding, for that matter.
Yeah, Julian Hill's still listed as questionable for this one, so I'm unsure. Yeah. We may have him back.
I think we're supposed to. I heard Kyle Crabb said it, and Wingfield said it, I believe.
I think our 21 and 22 personnel will be a lot more intimidating if we have somebody other than Hayden Rucci out there.
Yeah. Hey, don't throw shade at Ruch. Ruch the Gooch. All right. Number 2. We're almost done here. Number 2 on the top 10 things to watch in this game. Turnover and penalty tax overseas. Travel games, as we all know, equals shorter possession counts on average. Go look it up. It is a real stat. 1 takeaway or 1 giveaway equals, call it 2 possessions. What do you think? What is the importance that we should be putting on takeaways as opposed to just playing sound defense and making stops? Which in and of itself is a turnover, I guess.
It's everything for this team. I mean, discipline has been a topic that we have multiple titles and thumbnails and rants about over this entire season. Discipline, accountability have been an enormous problem. And when you're playing overseas, to your point, it's even worse.
Mhm.
We need to stick that's why that's the thing I'm talking about the most when I talk about we want to see who this team is, right? We still need to see who they are. Are they the team that only had 5 penalties last week against the Buffalo Bills? Or are they the team that had 13 a few weeks ago, right? We had 2 turnovers last week that we're calling arm punts. I think if you take away the arm punts, we won the turnover ratio 3-0.
So stupid. But yes.
Despite the arm punt terminology, we can admit that our 2 turnovers were not really beneficial to the Bills or didn't really hurt us that badly.
Well, one of them almost was.
True. But the 3 turnovers by the Bills were game changers.
Very much so.
And I think that being overseas especially, there's more opportunity for this given the conditions are so different. Like you said, food is everything's different. The environment in general is just completely different. So, yes, the penalty or the tax for penalties and turnovers is immensely higher overseas. And that is what I'm watching for the most in this game. I know it's number 2 on our top 10 storylines, but to me, it's one of the most important things to determine. Is Mike McDaniel coming around and growing as a coach? Or was this just a flash in the pan against the Bills and we're going right back to undisciplined football and potentially losing to a team that we realistically should not lose to?
Yeah, and there's something also to say about the team's mentality, right? Because again, like we said earlier, everything is so different. When if we can turn them over early, one or two times, then and turn those into some sort of points, or even long drives that turn into a field, like something.
Yeah.
Then they're chasing the game in an environment that is unfamiliar to them. You know what I mean? And I agree with you. I think the turnover battle is going to be massive. And quick shout out to Blake. I hate when my phone is on silent. We missed you. We're glad you're here, buddy. All right. So number 1, I'm just going to read the title and pass it over to you because this is a topic that you and I have discussed at length on various shows. Sure. Number 1 on the top 10 things to watch in this Miami Dolphins, Washington Commanders game in Madrid, Spain is the Dolphins' struggles on national media or on the national stage.
Yeah, I'm super happy this made it to number 1. I originally had it in number 9, and then you moved it to 1, and I'm super happy about that. I honestly, when I started putting this together in the show notes, I wasn't sure if it was going to be true. It was one of those things that I know we say a lot, so I put it on the sheet, and then I went and did the research, and I was like, let's see if it's actually true. Yeah. It is, sadly.
It sure is.
It is. So this is a 9:30 a.m. game in Madrid, if you haven't heard us say that already. It's Spain, which is not in America for those of you who are
Where's the game?
Geographically challenged. It's in Madrid, Spain. I don't know if you know where that is.
7 p.m. in Connecticut. Got it.
It's about the same amount of distance north as here in New York and Connecticut where we live, and they have very similar weather to us as well. So let's talk about our primetime games this year. We've had 3 already, if you can believe that. And we have this one nice. And I think one other one coming up against Pittsburgh.
Oh,
do we have 2 more?
I thought we had 2 more, but anyways, go ahead.
We might. Who knows? So week 3, we played Thursday Night Football against the Bills, a game that we were up by 10 points, by the way. What a freaking crazy world that was. We lost that one 31-21. Week 4, Monday Night Football against the Jets. We ended up winning this one, but it was not pretty. Those of you who can think back 6 weeks ago, we almost gave up that game in an incredibly awful fashion. We end up winning 27-21, thankfully, because their quarterback situation is even worse than ours. Week 9, Thursday Night Football against the Ravens. This was just 2 weeks ago. You should remember this.
Yeah.
We get slaughtered 28-6. So that puts us at 1-2 in nationally televised games this season. In 2024, we were 1-3 in nationally televised game, which included a loss to the Tennessee Titans. We've seen how bad this Titan team is. They've been this bad for years. In 2023, we were 1-2 in national games. That included an overseas game against Kansas City. We also, that was the year we could have won the division if we had beaten, you guessed it, the Tennessee Titans. Again. defeat us on a Monday night game. And then if we go all the way back to 2022, we were 0-2 in nationally televised games then. So over the past 4 years of Mike McDaniel's tenure as Miami Dolphins head coach,
good record.
We are 3-9 in nationally televised games. So if you were having some confidence in this game, I hope I didn't just shit on it, but I think I may have.
A little bit. Yeah, you kind of pissed my Cheerios, but that's cool. I'm not changing it. We've come too far. Yeah, no, this isn't, I mean, we're joking, and I feel like it's more copium that we're laughing about it, but this is a where there's smoke, there's fire. And we historically, through the Mike McDaniel era and in a couple of the eras before him, have not been very good when the bright lights and the big cameras are on. For whatever reason, I don't know.
I mean, they'll be huge to get this win, though.
It really will. It really will. And not that it's going to change that narrative by any stretch, but it is, again, where there's smoke, there's fire. And it is something to consider when we're talking about the game.
I am happier when the Dolphins win.
I sure am.
And despite whether or not that's a good thing for our team or not, winning feels better than losing. I don't know. Unless you're like
who knew? Unless you're a psychopath.
Unless you hate yourself, I guess.
And that's it, man. That's it.
We got through the 9:30 a.m. breakfast. I mean, that's it for the top 10 storylines. Don't leave yet because we have some people in here. I'll get to you guys in a second.
And predictions.
I'm gonna jump over to the chat. We have more chat. We have our predictions. So if you haven't put your predictions in the chat yet, remember X Factor, bold prediction, final score. And we're asking you for an extra point this week. What difference does it make that Marcus Mariota is in the game instead of Jayden Daniels? How does that affect this game? All right. 9:30 a.m. by the way. I love coffee and and football. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
My wife is going to be sleeping in. I'm going to have it on the big screen. It's going to be great.
Happy Evelyn is back. Welcome in, Happy Evelyn.
Hey, there she is.
She's not a fan of this
No,
matchup.
I'm starting to think she's a Bills fan.
I think she is. Are you like a Ninja Bills fan in here? Coming in undercover? You guys are in Connecticut. I am not in Connecticut. This guy over to my left is I'm in New York. So we are both in the Northeast though.
Yes. I'm not that you care, but I'm originally from Miami. But I moved to Connecticut a while ago. So
yes, I spent my childhood in Florida, which is how I've become a Dolphins fan as well. Frozen in Alaska has to start his live stream at 5 a.m. for a 5:30 a.m. kickoff. Frozen, you should probably not live in Alaska.
That's crazy. Hey, we have a spare room if you want, buddy.
Yeah, I imagine it's really beautiful there, though. So
Alaska is one of my favorite places in the world.
I haven't been there, but that's like on our bucket list. We want to do the cruise through Alaska.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yep.
Yeah. If we play a good game this week, I'll convince myself we're going on a run. I mean, we have potential to go on a run. We're trying not to look ahead here because we do have some winnable games coming up. Yep. I don't know what that buys us, though. That's the struggle I'm having internally. Like, what is winning? What if we end up winning 7 or 8 games? What does that do for us? I mean, we end up in the same place.
Yeah, I don't think it does. For me, it just makes our shows a little happier. If I'm being honest. And it makes me not want to jump off a bridge every week. But I don't think
you don't want to do that. That's okay.
I don't think it will or it should change what we have been talking about the outcome being in the off season.
Yeah.
Because, for everything Mike McDaniel is, there's a shitload that he isn't. And for everything Weaver has done great in the last handful of weeks, maybe he stays. I mean, he did turn this defense around and they are playing very respectfully, but I don't know if it's enough. And I don't know if we're doing a clean sweep, if we get a new GM who hires a new coach, I mean, we're tearing this thing down to the studs, which I think has to happen irregardless. If we win every single game to the end of the year, I am still going to come on to the show live in the off season and say, please tear this thing down because it's not sustainable. Like starting off 2-6 and then running off a handful of wins every year is fucking horrible. You're in purgatory.
By the way, it would be 10-7 if we won out, which would be just stupid.
Could you imagine? Imagine?
No. I could, but I still agree. It would be like remember when Marty Schottenheimer won 14 games with the Chargers, but then they couldn't win a playoff game, so he got fired anyways. It's along the same lines. It's like just because you have some wins or you went on a streak doesn't necessarily mean you're getting the best out of your team.
No.
Oh, True Blazer keeping us honest here. We do have two more. We have Pitt on Monday night in week 15, Cincinnati Sunday night, week 16. I am honestly shocked that Sunday night game does not appear to be a flex game because I imagine that NBC really wants to flex out of that.
It might be. And they still can, I think. Can't
it's
they?
not listed as one, but yeah, I guess it could be.
I mean, they could do whatever the hell they want, right? What are we
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And where the hell I forget where Finspin is. Where are you? That every game starts at 2:30 in the what on earth is happening right now?
Maybe he is in Greece.
It could be. Could be. So Jorge's got us ready for the next segment. So let's dive into it. Predictions for the game. We're talking X Factor, bold prediction, final score, and an extra point. What difference does it make that Marcus Mariota is starting for the Washington Commanders instead of Jayden Daniels, who is out with an injury? So we'll jump into the chat's thoughts on this first. Jorge has Tua playing turnover free as his X factor. His bold prediction is Achane with 155 yards and 2 touchdowns on 27 carries.
I'm eating it.
Could you imagine?
I'm eating.
Could you imagine? He also has Waddle getting 10 for 125 and a touchdown, and Dolchik getting 5 for 65 and a touchdown. Oh my God. And then we still only win 31-27. What is happening?
I'm not sure the math there, but we like it regardless.
It's amazing. I would love to see all those stats.
I love it.
And he thinks the difference in Mariota and Jayden Daniels is the number of times we sack him. 7 times.
7 times.
That would be nuts.
I would wake the neighborhood up. Would wake the entire neighborhood. All right, what
Kosa has his bold prediction as the Dolphins going on a winning streak after the Spain trip. If we look at the schedule just quickly here, Washington, New Orleans, New York, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Tampa, and New England. Honestly, I'm not scared of anybody till we get to Tampa. There could be a streak coming there.
Yep, could be.
Frozen FinFan, welcome to the show, buddy. I don't know if I actually highlighted you yet, which is a real bad job by me as the host here. Miami 27-10 with the X factor being the offensive line, and his prediction is that Tua explodes in this game for 300 plus with 3 tutties and a 70% completion percentage.
That last one is nuts.
I hope this isn't true because I'm on like the get rid of Tua train. This only
so am I. That won't change a damn thing except give us a victory.
I love this. Are you an Azure Python?
No, but he does say later on he's in a Central European time zone, and that's where he's going to leave it. So,
God, always the mystery of this guy here.
You know what? I love it. He's Carmen Sandiego. He's Carmen Sandiego.
I think Greece is in the Central European time zone, isn't it?
I think he's in Greece. I'm going to say
Greece. I think he is. Let's head back to True Blazer, who's on top of things. He also wants to see clean house at the end of the season, no matter how things go. Couldn't agree more. He also has Miami winning this one, though. 31-24.
Ooh, 31 points. I love it.
31 points. I am very hopeful that we could score 31 points. And then Matt Greek says in 2001, when Aaron Rodgers said they'd run the table from week 11, and they did, but nobody's saying that in Miami.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Nobody on our team has the confidence to say that or the psychosis to say that.
Neither do I. I'm not that drunk. Not yet.
Thank you all for your X Factors, bold predictions, and final scores. If you haven't answered yet, please throw it in the chat. We'd love to see some more because we're about to dive into ours. Josh, who's your X Factor, buddy?
So it's a duo, Chubb and Chop.
Heyo.
Yeah. So Washington's seemingly their offensive line starters are Mr. Tunsil at left tackle, Chris Paul, the shooting guard. I'm just kidding. At left guard, Tyler Baez. I don't know. However you pronounce their center. That guy. Sam Cosmi at right guard, and then the rookie Josh Connerly Jr. at right tackle. This is a game where both Chop and Chubb should feast. Very much in the tune of potentially 7 sacks, like somebody said earlier. These two are going to be massive, and these two are going to dictate how our defense plays, in my opinion.
I think 7 sacks would be more than we have on the season.
Close.
It would be very close. I don't know what that stat. I don't have that open, but
I will look it up while you give us your X factor.
Just off the top of the dome here, I know that we don't have that many sacks. So I think it would be close to doubling our output. My X factor is our defensive secondary. We see the defensive secondary starting to get better at a few things, starting to make an impact, especially the safety room making impacts at the line of scrimmage. The cornerbacks punching balls out and actually covering some guys. We saw Jason Marshall come in for Ethan Bonner last week, and he played fairly well against Keon Coleman. My worry about this game is that, yeah, they're missing a lot of pieces, but Deebo Samuel is still a very, very good piece. And if Mariota can just get him the ball, they can do some damage. Oh, and by the way, somebody we haven't mentioned at all, which is shocking because we suck against the tight end, is Zach Ertz. Only one of the best tight ends in the league still at his old ass age. This dude got AARP coming to his house on a weekly basis, and he's still out there performing, and backup quarterbacks love them some tight ends. So I think their two weapons of Ertz and Samuel are still more than enough to have an impact against our secondary. So I think our secondary is the X factor, and whether or not we win or lose this game, they need to play lights out like they did last week.
I like it. And so I just looked it up, and according to research, 20 sacks on the year.
No shit.
Yeah, we're averaging about 2 sacks a game, and that is important because Washington on the season is letting up on average 2.6 sacks per game, which is basically almost an entire sack more than we average. So yeah, we'll see.
Crazy. Jalen Phillips had 3 of those, by the way.
Oh, I know. I don't want to talk about it. I'm so happy for him. Like, all Dolphin shit aside, I'm so happy for him, like, playing well in his first game for the Eagles. That was great to see.
Yes, sir. What's your bold prediction, though?
So my bold prediction is around the running game, because I do think that we are going to lean heavily in the run game. I say that our running back collective of 3, Achane, Ollie Gordon, Jalen Wright, are going to combine for 40 total touches between the 3 of them. Whew. Combined for 250 yards rushing between the 3 of them. Wow. And 4 total touchdowns.
You and Jorge are over there speaking from the same playbook, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just copying what he says, really. He's kind of like my American Idol. So
you were just sitting here copying him the whole time.
I was.
I just got an injury report from NFL.com, but their website's so awful that I wasn't able to actually get to it in time. So we'll see what happens later. My bold prediction here is that I believe that our offense will struggle because we struggle against teams that we shouldn't struggle against. So the special teams and the defense pick it up. A touchdown for each of them. Special teams gets a touchdown. Defense gets a touchdown. It would be the first for the defense this year, I believe. So I see the defense and the special teams picking us up, carrying us to the winner's circle. And unfortunately, the offense has a bad day, but I would love to see the special teams and defensive units get in the end zone.
Yep. And
all right, buddy.
Really quick, Kosa, 40 total touches, both in rushing and receiving. Which we know Achane is basically a wide receiver at this point.
Except last week.
Well, he's a good wide receiver, also a very good running back. All right, final scores.
Yeah, I didn't change my final score from the preseason, so I'm going to let you go first because I think you did adjust yours.
I've changed mine 137 times since we started this podcast because I just don't know. I've landed on Miami winning this game 24-13.
I also have Miami winning this game 27-21. In our preseason episodes, I said that this would be a surprise win for the Miami Dolphins. The way the season has played out, it's become an expected win for the Miami Dolphins. But 27-21, I think that we pick up a victory here, and we, for the first time this season, win 2 games in a row.
I love it.
Crazy.
I don't remember. I think I had us losing this game, but that's because I had
just barely. Yeah, you had us losing by 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Jorge gave us the wrong score, 35-27. He originally said 31-27. He fat fingered it. And congratulations on making it home safe, buddy. Thank you for letting us know.
There we go.
True Blazer challenges yours and says that all that running makes Mike the X factor.
I mean, that's a fair point. I'll send him flowers or whatever he wants.
Flowers for Mike.
Gas for his car so he can drive around and bother Washington fans.
Yeah. All right, man. Another episode in the books.
Let's do it.
Can't believe it. We're going into week 11 of the NFL season. Next week we have a bye, and Josh and I still don't know what we're doing yet. But we will keep you updated. We will have probably 2 episodes again, maybe 1 episode. We'll see what happens. Probably 1 episode next week because it's a bye week. Take some time with the fam.
Yep. Probably will be our Wednesday episode without really talking to you about it, but we'll let you guys know.
We'll let you know. We have 2 more shows. We have the reaction show. Mm-hmm. So by then we'll know and we'll let you know. So huge shout out to the chat again. Cosa Nostra is in here. True Blazers in here. We got Jorge, Sports Night with Jorge. Check out his show on the YouTubes if you haven't already. Finspin, a.k.a. the Mad Greek. He also has a YouTube channel, so go and check that out. Dude has some of the most unique shorts you've ever seen, and he hit a 1,000 views on a short for the first time last week. Huge shout out to him.
Amazing.
Frozen Finn fan blown by all of us with his like 600 subscribers, whatever. But we still love you anyways, buddy. Thanks for being in here.
Except for your Ted Ginn jersey. I love you.
Well, yeah. Thanks for being in here. Thanks for always supporting the show. And he has us on his show semi-regularly. So check him out. You might get more 305 Gridiron content if you do. Happy Evelyn popped in to give us a bit of her happy wisdom. Thank you so much, Happy Evelyn. And Balakai set an alarm for the show, which is huge, buddy. We deeply appreciate that, even if you didn't actually hear it.
I love it.
If I miss you, that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate you showing up. It just means that I'm illiterate and I can't go back that far and read that you were here. I don't believe Abel was here, though. So, Abel, shout out to you anyways, buddy. Hopefully you're doing all right. And we will see you next time. So, that'll do it, ladies and gents, and Josh over here. For the 305 Gridiron. This is our Week 11 preview of the Miami Dolphins-Washington Commanders matchup in Madrid, Spain, if you haven't heard. We talked about our top 10 storylines going into this game. We all think that Miami's going to come out of this one with a W, and I'm really hopeful that we do. So, for Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, to my left, I am Anthony Pinzone. This has been the 305 Gridiron. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. 100 subs by the end of November. That is our goal right now. So until next time, fins up, baby.